If you're wondering what to study while having good STEM skills, I have an answer for you. It's physics. Let me give you 5 reasons why you need to study physics and why any employer, independent of the industry, wants to hire someone with a physics background. I did the full cycle of physicist training by doing my bachelor, master and PhD in quantum physics. Now, as a team lead in a deep tech company, I actually do physics only 10-20% of my time. Everything else is communication, both speaking and writing, programming, project management and team management. I have met plenty of wonderful people along the way, and I want to share with you some of my observations regarding trained physicists. Probably when you think about physics, you imagine the mad scientist in white apron and wild haircut who does not speak with people and is drowning in the papers with equations. Well, sometimes it is true, but it is quite rare. Very rare. Based on the number of physics students and jobs in academia, less than 1% of all students who study physics actually stay in science. And those who stay usually have much nicer outfit. Then, where do all the people who study physics go? Well, actually everywhere. You can find trained physicists among business executives, bankers, developers, R&D managers, astronauts and healthcare workers. When you have physics background, everyone wants to hire you. And here are 5 things that physics education allows you to develop that are so desirable for any business. Number 1, ability to think in terms of the first principles. That is something that Elon Musk has mentioned several times. Rather than using only analogy when solving a problem, you gain the ability to reason up from the fundamental concepts, like we usually do in physics, using the physical law. You can understand if something really makes sense, or is it just something that everyone around you is doing. If you want to do something new, that is the best way to think. And the business really values that way of thinking. Use of the first principles also gives you consistency in reasoning, which is crucial for any executive or general manager position. Number 2, the mindset of the truth seeker. In physics, the main goal is to find out the truth about the universe by using real data and our experimental observations. In order to do it consistently, a rigorous scientific approach is used. The scientific approach is the process of objectively establishing facts, or the truth. The truth-oriented mindset allows you to build integrity and focus on results, which is again vital for any career path. Besides, the scientific approach usually includes breaking down the complex problem into sub-problems that can be approached one by one, which is of course an easier task than solving the full problem, and you may do it faster than your competitors. During your physics study, you do it all the time by solving extremely complex problems. Number 3, a broad variety of technical skills. That is probably the most obvious one. Math, programming, writing and logical reasoning are all the things that you will study in a good physics program. Writing is essential for communications. It also helps to build speaking abilities. Math is the base for logical and rational reasoning, and programming is a skill that could potentially be your future job. Moreover, many physical modeling concepts are used in different fields like financial markets. The best quants have studied physics. If you master those models in physics, where systems can be extremely complex, it will be so easy for you to apply them in different fields.
What's your background?
My background?
Your CV.
I've been with the firm for 2.5 years working with Eric that whole time, but I hold a doctorate in engineering, specialty in propulsion from MIT with a bachelor's from Penn. My thesis was a study in the ways that friction ratios affect steering outcomes in aeronautical use under reduced gravity loads.
So you're a rocket scientist. How did you end up here?
Well, it's all just numbers, really, just changing what you're adding up, and to speak freely, the money here is considerably more attractive.
Number 4, always taking the position that you are at some degree wrong. The goal of physics is actually to be less and less wrong over time. There is no complete model of the universe that explains everything. Many models that you study during the physics courses are easy to break by introducing something slightly more complicated. The ability to understand where your models break is crucial, because that is the key to avoid ignorance and arrogance. Knowing that you're wrong and where exactly you are wrong is crucial for progress and improvement. It helps you study any topic with an open heart and eliminates the fear of failing. Likely the topic that you master, whether it's finance, computer science or manufacturing, is full of mistakes, not optimal solutions, and cannot describe the full picture. That at some point frees you up and gives you more courage. Number 5, connections and community. All educated people with such skills are certainly not staying in academia and pursuing science. Many people who will be studying physics with you will end up as executives, managers, directors, developers, financial experts. Those weak connections that you could build during the study over time are a perfect investment in the future. You never know why or when you will need those connections. You know, life is very chaotic, and according to the first principles of human interactions, those connections will certainly be valuable at some point in the future. To summarize, there are 5 reasons to study physics. Ability to think in terms of first principles, mindset of the truth seeker, set of technical skills, default position that you are at some degree wrong, and amazing connections with highly educated people. While math is the language of the universe, physics is the mother of science. As Ernest Rutherford said, all science is either physics or stamp collecting. No other field will allow you to build such a general and broad picture and mindset and develop those same level skills. And one last point, if you break an ethical law, you may be fired. If you break the legal law, you may end up in jail. But if you break the physics law, you will probably end up in the Stockholm Concert Hall with a Nobel Prize and $1 million in your hand. That is also a good reason to study physics. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.